Boker Tov, Boker O. Welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai. Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan, and it's a pleasure to be with you here this morning. Please go ahead and share a greeting with all those others who have joined us on this beautiful Thursday, this lovely Torah day. Good morning, Joni and Fern and Lance, and to one and all, as we say to one another, Boker Tov. Welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai. Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. Thank you. I'm still a touch under the weather, but I'm definitely doing better. I appreciate everyone's wishes. And good morning to Annette as well, and to Anita. It's really meaningful and special to be here this morning and to have the opportunity to start the day. And so let's do that with a gratitude for the functioning of our bodies. And it is miraculous that our bodies, when less well and when more well, continue to take us through another day. So please join us in these words of prayer and gratitude. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar et ha'adam bechokma ובראבו נקבים נקבים, חלולים חלולים, גלוי וידוע לפני כיסא כבודך, שאם יפתח אחד מהם, או יסתם אחד מהם, אי אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה אדוני, רופא כל בשר, ומפליא לעשות. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. And let's join together in this prayer, La'asok b'divrei Torah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. בערב נא אדוני אלוהינו את דברי תורתך בפינו ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמך. ברוך אתה אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Vashkamat bet midrash shacharit ve'arvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. Vachnasat ochim, to welcome the stranger. Uvikul cholim, to visit the sick. V'hachnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. Ulvayat hamet, to keep faith with the dead. V'yun tefillah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at shalom ben adam lechavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'tamud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, as we move on beyond Shavuot, we're aware of the power of Torah in our lives and Torah study. And just as we move on, I want to mention again that Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam doesn't only mean or can't only mean that study of Torah can be measured against all the mitzvot, which is often understood just to mean that it is by understanding and relating to Torah that we maintain our commitment to and our desire to continue to move forward and do these essential mitzvot. I think keneged is a key word. The first time it occurs in Torah is when the first two human beings, Eve is described as ezer kenegdo, as a help kenegdo, kenegdo, a help against the other. Um, how is it our tradition asks that you can be a help against? Because it means that when we are in a true partnership, that when we are on the right track and seem to be, then our partner strengthens us. And when we are off the track, then our partner stands against and helps lovingly for us to know the way to go. And in fact, that's what Torah does for the people of Israel. It is our partner and is described so in Midrash. And so it is there to strengthen us in our doing of good and beautiful things and in challenging us when we lose our way. Please join me now in the morning blessings. The morning blessing, we continue to recite Matir Asurim, setting free the captive, in all Hebrew and in Hebrew and English, because it is so essential. We're pained and at the same time acknowledge that hopefully it's a stage toward some kind of healing for the Weinstein family, as the body of Judy Weinstein Haggai and her husband Gadi Alayama Shalom were recovered by the IDF between yesterday and today and returned to Israel. Our hearts are with Judy's mother, our member Marilyn, and the entire family during this period of mourning, and we just stand with them in full support as they live through having to bring them to rest in Israel. There are still 58 hostages living and no longer living, who they and their families must be able to move to that next stage, and may call upon the world to recognize the importance of that rather than putting together um, insane statements that act as if Hamas is not the evil that has caused all this destruction. Please join me. We'll start together entirely in Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lesechvi vina laavchin ben yom uven laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you have created me in the divine image. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you have made me a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa li kol tzorki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you open the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you release those who are held captive. Again, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you maintain the balance of land and sea. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin mitzadeh gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you surround Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you give strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hama'avir shena me'enai, utnuma me'afapai. And now, having recited Chai Brachot, 18 blessings, 18 benedictions, we continue with among the Torah's most recited and beautiful words. We'll say additional, very commonly recited and beautiful words from our Torah portion today. It being a Torah day, as we join in this affirmation of unity with God, unity with humanity, unity of moral purpose. It being a Torah day, we'll chant the last paragraph with the Torah trope. Please join me. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת. Well, as I've already mentioned, and we chanted in reflection of that, today is a Torah day, a day where, with Parashat Naso, we recite after the Shema some of Torah's most famous and powerful words. Those words are, in fact, what's known as the Birkat Kohanim, as the priestly benediction. We often recite just the 3 lines that you see in front of you, verses 24 through 26. But I think reading the passage, which is set out in Torah as its own passage, there are breaks, as you can see at the top of your screen at the end of verse 21 in the Hebrew. There are parentheses with the letter Pei in the middle, which means Ptucha, which means there's a larger gap left in the Torah scroll. And then these words are inserted, and at the end of this section, there are additional gaps, all of them smaller, that indicate that these words are linked to one another, and yet so meaningful. Verse 22, V'yidaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, the Eternal spoke to Moses, saying, Daber Aharon uvanav lemor, speak to Aaron and his banav, his sons, saying, so shall you bless the children of Israel. Say to them, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Eternal bless you and protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the Eternal be kind to you and gracious with you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Eternal lift up the divine face to you. It says bestow favor here, but that's a literal translation. Lift up the divine face to you and grant you peace. And then the line that concludes this passage is important as well. V'samu et shmi al bnei Yisrael. The English says you shall link my name, God's name, with the people of Israel, but it literally says you shall place my name upon the people of Israel. Va'ani avochem, and I will bless them. It is a sign that the presence of the divine name, that entire Torah is a divine name, as well as Yud He Vav He, used throughout this intensive and intimate blessing of the people. Putting the name on us really is an image of having the divine spirit, having a soul, having a neshama within and upon us in a sacred way that keeps us forever linked to God. Tradition tells us that there are three different names for the soul. They are nefesh, ruach, and neshama. And nefesh is that inner vitality that keeps us alive each day, and ruach each second, not just each day. Ruach is a spirit, is considered to be, in one imagination, in brilliant Jewish writing, is considered to be that ongoing pipeline, that spiritual, intense and live connection between the sacred Holy One and us each and every day. And then the neshama, the soul, is part of is our spirit, but in fact is always in the presence of God. And in that sense, God's name is upon us, that we are enlivened by our connection to God and can live a life that is not only physically alive, but spiritually alive, and do so more meaningfully when we realize that connection. More to say on the brilliant words of this Torah portion as we move forward through this week of Naso. We turn now to our prayer for the soldiers of the IDF. We're so grateful to those soldiers who risked their lives in a recovery movement in Khan Yunis, and brought back the bodies of Judy Weinstein Haggai and Gadi Haggai, Zichronam Lebracha. May their memories be a blessing. We're grateful that there are those who are willing to put their own lives on the line to see that while this justice cannot fully be served, that part of this ongoing daily injustice is reversed by bringing them back so that they can be laid to rest in the land of Israel that they loved. Let's join together in our prayer for the soldiers of the IDF. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה, מכל נגע ומחלה, ישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי אל גוי חרב, ולא ילמדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד ונאמר אמן. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand in guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree with none to make them afraid. And together we say, Amen. And now let's recite our prayer for healing, for all those in need of healing, for those in our family, in our circle of friends, in our community, especially those making a transitionary step home from the hospital, and hoping to be able to be stable and stronger at home. For all those continuing to go through procedures, for those who are ill or injured or isolated, whether by infirmity or age. And of course, this prayer is also so much for the hostages, for those forcibly isolated in an ongoing criminal act each day by Hamas and their terrorist conspirators. For each of them, for all of them, for the names given to me and given to Temple, for the names placed in the chat in this and other services, for all in need, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו, להחלימם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה ועטרת שלום, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, we pause now and remember, recalling those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own during recent days and weeks. In the last 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of Norman Friedman, Shirley Hertzstein, Audrey Albert, Conrad Cohen, Bernie Little. And though when they were pronounced dead by Israeli authorities, we read Judy Weinstein Haggai and Gadi Haggai's names. Now, since traditionally Kaddish is recited once they are laid to rest, we will add again to our prayers the names Judy Weinstein Haggai, Gadi Haggai, as well as all victims of war and terror, including David Liby, Sarah Milgram, Tsila Gez, Yaron Leshinsky, and the following IDF personnel whose lives have been lost in these last 30 days. Yishai Eliakim Ulbach, Yosef Yehuda Chirak, Ofek Barhana, Danilo Mokano, Lior Steinberg, Omer Van Gelder, Yam Fried, Dejen Daniel Sahalo, Tzvi Feldman, Alon Farkas. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this 9th day of the month of Sivan, the 5th of June, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Leb Fisher, Lillian Dolly Gain, Louis Glicksman, Francine Katari, Betty Lastman, Gabriel Lipper, Ida Marks, Dora Miller, Harold Solomon, Bertie Steele, Ben Wertleb. Zichronam Levracha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope, the words of Kaddish Yatom. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemeh rabba, be'alma divrach reute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'v'zman kareh v'imur, Amen. Yehe shmeh rabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemed kudsha barichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'mu. Amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shmaya v'chaim, alenu ve'el kol Yisrael v'mu. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mumav. Hu yaseh shalom, alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'mu. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. Well, Boker Tov, it's very meaningful for us to be here together this morning. Look forward to seeing you again tomorrow morning here on Boker Tov. Boker Tov.